Ashamed to ask, ashamed to admit, got Jewy questions. This is it. Wise, wicked, simple, or unsure how to ask. We'll open up the books, the ark. We'll open up your cynical heart. No such a thing as a dumb question, okay, that's mostly true. Tammy and Shoshana are here for you. Ashamed to admit, ashamed to ask.
It's everything you didn't get in Jewish studies class.
Hello.
Hey!
And welcome to Ashamed to Admit.
What's up?
Presented by the Jewish Independent. I'm Tammy Sussman.
I'm Shoshana Gottlieb Becker, and it is the day before Pesach.
Sure is.
It is, or it's the day before Erev Pesach, according to our show notes.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really keep up with the release schedule of this, I'm not going to lie. I just get surprised by what gets released week to week.
You're not supposed to be providing all these peeks behind the curtain.
People like the background. They like to
right.
to feel like they know what's going on.
We did record this episode a few weeks in advance.
I'm sorry. Do the people think that I'm spending my Erev Pesach in a recording with you?
Some people
I'm
like the
cleaning.
theatrics.
I'm getting ready.
What are you cleaning, Shoshana?
My kitchen.
How come?
Because Pesach.
Yep.
I've got to get rid of the chametz.
All right. And we have some listeners who aren't Jewish who may not know what the chametz is.
So chametz is anything that has leavened bread in it. Mm-hmm. And so it's your pastas, your breads, anything. What's the other forms of bread? Toast, bagels.
What about crackers?
Crackers, yes. But then it's also kind of anything that is not made for Pesach is considered chametz. So like Vegemite's chametz because it has yeast in it. Mm-hmm. Also probably Nutella because you've dipped your spoon into it. You know what I mean? So you have to get the Pesach specific products. Mm-hmm. Otherwise it's considered chametz.
Well, you do. Not all Jews do. I
don't.
don't.
People who follow Pesach will have to do that, yes.
Bit of a hassle, but some say worth...
Oh, you mean buying enough specialty food to feed 3,000 people for a holiday that lasts for 1 week? Yeah, bit of a hassle. People who install secondary kitchens in their home, bit of a hassle.
That is cuckoo banana pants.
It's crazy.
Maybe you guys watching and listening, maybe you're listening while you are physically making some matzah balls on the day before Erev Pesach.
If you've left your matzah balls until the day before Pesach, I'm sorry, but you need to be better at time management.
Really? I think that's the best way to get them fresh. No. Okay.
No, you don't need to.
I reckon
you can freeze them.
Then they have that defrosted flavour.
No, my mum makes the best matzah balls.
Yeah, but your mum doesn't listen to this podcast, so she doesn't count.
That's true.
Maybe you're listening to this while you're driving back from work and your sisters are helping your mum do all the prep and you're not doing anything because you're a man.
Or like you're on a grocery run for the 15th time because someone forgot the parsley again, you know? Yeah.
But let's be honest, the boomer mums are doing the most work for Seder, Passover Seder this year.
Yeah, because they're still hosting everyone. Mm-hmm. It hasn't reached that next generation yet.
Mm-hmm. It hasn't.
Yeah.
Like I even have one of my questions for you today was, will there even be Seders when the boomer mums pass?
I think so. Well, it depends how much people care.
I think people care a lot. They just don't have the same strength and resilience as the boomer mums.
I think that if you want it to continue, you'll find a way to make it happen.
I think what will probably happen is there'll be more of like subscription food delivery type vibes for...
No, people don't want that.
Passover
People want
Seder.
their family recipes. I just think at a certain point, you hit an age and you say, well, she's not going to do it. I got to do it.
It's up to me now.
And you got to figure it out. And if you don't do it, then I'm sorry, but it dies.
Yeah. At some point, I'm going to say...
I was about to make such a bad joke.
What were you about to say?
I was going to say it dies along with your mum, probably.
Oh, my God. That is terrible. Almost as bad as what I was going to say.
Which is?
I was going to say at some point, you come to realize that you're the person that has to stick your hand up the chicken's ass.
Yeah. At a certain point, I mean, Sky and I are having this conversation already in terms of there will reach a point where instead of, on the first night us both going, me to my mum, her to her dad, we'll just have to have them both over to our house. And then we become the boomer mums.
Yeah. Any day now, really.
Is that when we get to start using slurs?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's when you get to start being racist.
Nice. Okay. Hooray. Something to look forward to.
So wherever you are in the world, wherever you're listening to us.
However racist you are. Kidding.
Today,
none of our followers are racist.
None. Absolutely none. We're here for you. We're going to fill in some gaps today. Yeah. Some Passover Seder gaps.
Yeah.
Some Pesach
gaps.
Adjacent gaps.
Well, all the questions you asked me had to do with Pesach.
Okay, so some very overt Pesach knowledge.
Yes. Well, I have a question for you before we start.
Yeah, go for it.
What is your favorite holiday custom that your family has around Pesach?
Has present tense or past tense?
Either.
I can tell you my mum's favorite.
Mm-hmm. That's what I asked.
Okay, my mum's, not mine. Around 15 years ago, I rewrote the Passover story using Australian slang.
Love it.
And she fucking loves that story so much that she photocopies it every year. She loves this story. You know how you sometimes read something you've read 15 years ago and you cringe a little bit? Like this story has aged well, but I really would like us to move on.
Why don't you rewrite it?
No.
Offer a new one.
Because as you would say, I don't have the bandwidth.
Yeah, that's fair.
I will send you the story though. I think
Please
it is
do.
pretty good. It's pretty good. My least favorite holiday custom from the past is we used to have family friends. I guess they're still my parents' family friends. They were much more religious than us.
Okay.
And it was the kind of thing that we used to feel really self-conscious about our level of Judaism and how it lacked in comparison to theirs. And they used to make us sit through the whole story, and I wasn't even allowed to like draw or doodle or anything, and I wasn't allowed to pick at anything on the plate because they were quite proper.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was like the worst, I guess, custom that and then my sister and I got to the age and we were like, we can't do this anymore. Like the host used to correct our pronunciation of Hebrew and
that's also just not a very good host.
She meant well. I think she thought she was doing the right thing.
So,
yeah.
And she made you read in Hebrew?
Well, yeah, if it came to our turn and we went to a Jewish school, so we were learning
That's what I was going
Hebrew.
to say. One of my favorite things that my family does is that we share the reading around the table. But you can read it in whatever language you want. We don't coerce anyone to read it in Hebrew.
Yeah.
And I think it's important. Like the point of the Seder is that it's making the story accessible for children or for the people at the table. And so if the access is reading it in English, then it should be read in English.
The 90s were rough. You know, you weren't
Tell
born
me
yet.
about it. I was alive in the 90s for 5 of them. Five of the 90s.
Yeah, well, the 90s.
4.5 because I was born midway through 95.
Okay.
When were you born?
Bit of an overshare.
When were you born?
87.
Oh my God, that's so old.
Yeah.
That's wow. Are you okay?
Clearly not, because Siri keeps sending you messages with the instruction as part of the message.
Yeah, you got to figure that one out.
Can you help me?
Yeah, maybe after this I'll look at
Okay.
your phone for you.
And what about yours? Am I supposed to be throwing back to you about your best and worst customs?
I suddenly have forgotten every custom we have. I've been using the same Haggadah, like the book that we follow for the Seder, since I was maybe 5. And so it's got like foul crumbs from matzahs from 20 years ago,
past.
literally like 25 years worth of grape juice stains and
that's
matzah.
so cute.
And sometimes you open it and you can see those little like book mites like
Oh my God.
wiggling around. And I go, oh well, I only use it twice a year. So that's my favorite is my
That's your favorite.
my Haggadah.
Okay.
Yeah, I
Seeing the
love it.
maggots. Great.
I love it.
Okay.
Maggots, they're mites.
Mites.
Yeah.
Okay. So should we get into it? Should we get into
Sure.
the flesh of today's episode?
You had a bunch of questions.
I
for me,
did.
and then I answered them, and then I forgot that I had answered them. And I was like, did I prepare for this episode? But I had prepared for this
did.
episode.
That happens to me quite often where I thank past tense Tammy
Yeah.
for what she did to help present tense. Doesn't happen that often,
Yeah.
but when it does. My first question for you,
Yes.
I was interested in your insight because it feels like to me as a secular Jew, Pesach, otherwise known as Passover, it's certainly the festival that I guess, observe the most,
right?
Which seems strange to me, but I feel like other secular Jews who kind of dip in and out, this is one that they tend to subscribe to.
I've been thinking this through since you said it. Also in the past, I've been thinking about it in general because I do think it's really interesting that the most secular Jew is still like, I got to do Pesach.
Yeah.
I think it's threefold.
Okay.
Number one, historically, it's been really important in terms of the religious aspect and keeping the laws of Pesach. There's this thing called karet, being cut off from the rest of the Jewish people. And no one knows exactly what karet is or what that looks like in terms of your soul being cut off from the rest of the Jewish people. But in the Torah, it tells us that one of the things that you get karet for is not keeping Pesach properly and eating chametz on Pesach. Ooh. And so I think part of it is the generational trauma of my ancestors took this so seriously. My great-grandparents in the shtetl took this so seriously. That, like, you know what I mean? You feel the importance that your family has placed on this for generations, dating back to that point.
Right.
I think that it's truly the most distilled form of generational trauma in the sense of because your mum's making a really big deal out of this, because her mum did and her mum did and her mum did,
right.
etc. I also do think that cultural intensity is even more intensified around food-based things.
100%.
And I also think on the flip side, it's why sometimes when people stop being religious, one of the last things I've noticed that are really, the line that's really hard for people to cross over is eating a cheeseburger, eating bacon, because it's not just the religious thing, but it's your home. It's the food that your mum makes and letting go of that kind of thing. And so I think that Pesach is really important for people because it's the food that's on the table, it's the matzah, it's the charosed, it's the maror, and it's such a sensory experience that it feels more alive for people than other holidays might. But none of this is grounded in fact. This is just me based off vibes of how I think it's gotten to that point. Yeah.
Okay, so how do you think it got to the point of in the Pesach story or the Exodus story, we're told that the Jews had to leave, or they weren't Jews yet, they were Israelites.
Yeah, I use it synonymously, but the Israelites, yeah.
That the Israelites had to leave Egypt. They had to leave pretty quick, so quick that they didn't even have time for their bread to rise in their pizza ovens. Yep. So it was flat, and that's why we eat matzah. So how did it go from that, like, hey, let's eat matzah, to we need to get rid of every single trace of pretzel in our house? Like, why so anal retentive?
So the Torah also tells us that we have to get rid of our chametz. That's a Torah given thing. So it's not just that we're given matzah, but also we're given the commandment not to eat leavened bread. So we have both of those things happening. And I think people just desire, like really religious people want to keep mitzvot really well. They want to keep those commandments to the utmost level they can.
Teachers' pets.
Yeah. But also it's a social signal. I belong in this community because I'm doing, what everyone around me is doing as well.
Right. I
think that, so people get really fixated on being what we call like extra machmir, right? You're extra focused on doing the right thing. I also think that when you live in a society that doesn't necessarily cater for Jewish life, you have to go out of your way to make sure that you're doing it well.
Right.
So my example of that is that back in the shtetl, right, you didn't have all of these processed foods. So you kind of were just throwing away your bread that you were eating that week. And you would clean your dishes really well, and you would go down to the corner and there'd be a guy with a huge boiling vat of water, and you dip all your utensils in it, and then you were done, and you cleaned your house and everything was fine. And that's what Pesach was. We live in a increasingly more complex world, and so at the processes we go through also become increasingly more complex. I don't necessarily live in a neighborhood where there's a guy with a boiling vat on the corner. Maybe it's actually easier that I just get my own second set of cutlery for Pesach And that's what I use on Pesach, and I'll lock up the rest of my cupboard. And also, I'm not just eating bread for every meal. I also have pasta. I have crackers. I have Vegemite with yeast in it, like we said before. I have all of these. We live in the most overly abundant age of human civilization.
Yeah.
And so it also means that we have to get rid of more food, but also we've set these standards of living for ourselves. So the amount of food I have to buy is also, I have to buy the cereals. I have to buy all of these processed Pesach specific foods instead of just living off fruit and vegetables for a week. So I don't know. It's yeah.
That answer surprised me. I thought you were just going to say because Jews are cooked.
No, I think it's something cooked sociologically happening.
Okay.
I also, here's a little insight for you. I worked at Krinsky's for like 5 or 6 years.
Can you please tell our overseas listeners and viewers what Krinsky's is?
Krinsky's is the main or the only kosher supermarket in Sydney. I have seen grown women cry over lack of margarine. I have been verbally abused for not having the right kind of milk that someone was expecting for Pesach. I have seen people at their craziest. I've seen a rabbi who is so, again, machmir, he's so careful about how he keeps and not having any chametz in his house. He brings garbage bags and lines the trolleys with garbage bags, puts his Pesach stuff in on top of the garbage bags, and then won't let it touch the counter. So he'll pass you each individual item and then put them in his bag afterwards so it doesn't touch any of the surfaces.
I'm sorry. It's over the top.
It is, but if that brings his life meaning, what am I going to do about it?
You're right, as long as it's not hurting other people.
Yeah. And you know, and the thing is, he's not forcing his wife to do that. He's coming in doing the shopping. Snaps.
Yeah. No, she's definitely complaining about that in her WhatsApp
No,
group.
but that's the thing. I think that she's just as it's not just men who are invested in Jewish life.
Yeah.
I think she's just as invested.
Okay. I know we're supposed to
Justice
say...
for the religious.
I know we're supposed to say no judgment. Like, I'm totally
You have so
judging.
much judgment
but
right
I know
now.
that they're also judging me for not doing it. And I'm judging myself.
Some people, I think that's the key. I think you are, you know, putting your own sense of judgment and shame of yourself onto them judging you.
Because I'm a carrot.
I think you're a carrot?
Yeah, I'm carrot. I don't keep Passover, so I'm excommunicated.
I'm like, because your glasses are orange?
No.
Like a carrot? Carrot.
Carrot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're a carrot. Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm like, yeah, it's an orange shirt, I guess. I don't know what it has to do with Pesach.
All right. Are we ready to move on, or are you going to accuse me of being judgmental again?
You said it.
I
didn't
did.
say-
I accused myself. But you validated
check.
that.
Fact check.
You justified that.
Yeah, I don't know. I have so many neuroses about so many things. I can't be angry about people having Pesach neuroses.
That's true.
You know? If
Yeah.
it floats your boat, let it happen.
All right.
That's what I say.
I'm neurotic about other things. Like if my friend's kid vomited, then they cannot go anywhere near my children for 48 hours.
I hate vomit.
Yeah, so do I.
Yeah,
I have a
gross.
metaphobia.
Is that the fear of vomit?
Yeah.
Do you have a fear of the sound?
Everything.
Have you seen there's this girl on TikTok and her husband has those like the wow sticks and he makes that sound and she like gags every time.
No, I haven't seen
Oh, you
that. It
haven't seen
hasn't
it?
come across my
I'll
For
send
You page.
Next time I see it, I'll send it to you.
Please don't. All right, we're moving on.
What's your next question?
My
for
next
me?
question is, I have seen
Yes.
some evidence, in inverted commas, from what appears, what people are claiming is evidence, that the Red Sea, it's
Yeah.
the Red Sea, right? The one that, which one parted? Not the Dead Sea.
The Reed Sea? The Yam Suf. I just know the Hebrew names.
What is it?
The Yam Suf.
Okay, that the sea that parted, that let the Jews out of Egypt, apparently there's some kind of evidence. There's archaeological proof that the sea parted. Is that true?
There's like one guy one time who made a documentary about how all of the 10 plagues are, you can ground them in archaeology and geography and history. I think he gets torn to shreds by every other major historian in the world.
Right.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
no?
I personally don't think there's archaeological evidence that I've seen is proof enough. Me, an archaeologist, like nothing. I don't know. I also don't think it matters if the story that's big. This is my big take. I don't think it matters if the story's true or not. And if your belief and your religious identity and your cultural identity hinges on whether something happened or not, then like I don't think you're doing Jewish life properly.
Yeah, or religion properly.
Yeah, I think whether it happens or not, it has informed our collective consciousness for like thousands of years. And that's as important as the facts on the ground. You know, I don't care if it happened. I care how the story has informed my people ever since, because that's the story to me.
Okay.
How has being an ex-slave shaped how we think about the world? That's the story. You know?
I do know.
Yeah.
I think being an ex-slave has shaped the Jewish collective consciousness.
Exactly.
Like in a huge way.
And I agree. And so I don't think that it's about whether it happened or not. I think it's, well, what do we do now? How do we take that part of our identity into the world around us? And how does it shape how we interact with it and what we do and how we act? And have done so for 2,000 years or something.
Is that how many years have passed?
No, because 2,000 years only takes us to like Christ. It's been like 4,000 years, I think.
Okay.
I don't know. I'm not good with time. You'll learn that very quickly.
I feel sane. All right. What happened to the Israelites who stayed in Egypt, or was it total? Because surely there were the Israelites there. Miriam's got her tambourine. She's saying, "Yalla, everyone, let's get out of here." Surely there were a few of the oppositional defiant variety who are like, "No, I'm staying here. Like, I'm not following you. Are you crazy?"
So, great question. Loved this question. Rashi, our best friend Rashi, he says that only 1/5 of the Israelites left.
What?
And that 4/5 of them stayed in Egypt.
And what happened to them?
The story doesn't follow them. The story is not about the people who get left behind who decide not to follow God. The story is the people who took the chance, believed in God, experienced mass revelation after Har Sinai, and then went on and lived their lives in the land of Israel.
Okay, who would you have been? The one who stayed?
Oh,
or the
that's
one
a
who
scary
left?
question. I don't like that question because, you know what? The question is what would Sky have been? Because I just would have done what Sky did.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So should
I'm
I?
like, you choose, baby. I don't know.
Can you?
Ibn Ezra, who was another commentator, saw that Rashi said only 1/5 left, and he said, "How dare you?" They all left. And so there's a bit of broiga. The girls are fighting.
Ooh.
Anyway, so there's a lot of different opinions, how many left, how many stayed.
Okay.
But the point is that if any of them did stay, they're just not a part of the story anymore.
I wonder what happened to them if they did stay. Like,
Carrots.
did they? Did they continue practicing Judaism? Did they convert?
Well, that's the thing, right? Our conception of Judaism is post this. And so it could have been, they were just a slave class. They didn't receive the Torah on Har Sinai. They didn't receive the oral Torah. They weren't given land. They didn't. They wouldn't have had a cultural identity outside of our great grandparents came to this land.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I feel really sad for them.
Yeah, they're sad. Well, Ibn Ezra says that they don't exist, so it's fine.
Okay, let's go with that.
Yeah.
So Miriam, who aforementioned Miriam, who said, "Come on, guys, let's go," with her tambourine. Why do people froth over Miriam and her tambourine so much?
Who doesn't love a good tambourine sesh? Firstly, who doesn't love just bang one out on the, you know?
Can't relate.
Can't relate. You don't like a tambourine sesh?
Not a fan. It's too stimulating for me.
Hey, in the comments, if you like a good tambourine sesh, let us know below.
Do you know Miriam and her role in this story was not even in my radar, having gone to a modern Orthodox Jewish school.
Yeah.
Never.
Well,
Miriam was not.
I'm not
part
going to
of-
lie. It's not such a big part of the story,
Should
but it's a
be.
really important part because what happens is the sea splits and they cross the ocean. And I think, to answer your question, I think people love it because it's a prime example and unfortunately like a rare example of proactive women in Torah text. And it's not just Miriam. She says, come on, ladies, get your tambos out. And when you think it through, and this is what the rabbis talk about, is you're packing your essentials. You don't have time. You got your matzah. You've got all of your baby's clothes. You've got, you're in charge of the whole household and you're packing it up. But you make sure to take your tambourine with you in case the opportunity to praise God comes. And so the rabbis look at Miriam's song and they're like, actually the Jewish women have more faith in this moment than the men probably do, because they're ready for a party. They're ready to see this through to the end and celebrate on the other side.
That's beautiful.
Yeah. And there are also rabbis, I think, who say, I can probably fact check myself on this, but I think there's analysis of the text, because Miriam has her song and then Moshe also has his song.
Okay.
And so there are commentators and different analyses that say that he kind of plagiarized her song and that she had got all the women up and it was sort of this impromptu thing. And then he's like, that's a great idea. I'm going to call a meeting and also walk everyone through this song. So that's also what I've read in various places. Also, Debbie Freeman made a cover of it. Not a cover, but like she released a song of Miriam's tambourine and everyone's like, this shit slaps.
Yes.
We love Debbie
I saw
Freeman.
that this year. I'd never seen that before.
Debbie Freeman isn't really an Australian
icon.
Yeah, very much American conservative reform group. But I will say the craziest thing, this has nothing to do with anything, the craziest thing to me about Debbie Freeman is the universality of her Havdalah.
Okay.
Because if you do not know who she is, you've still heard her Havdalah tune. It's the nine 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 nine. Yeah, you know it.
Is that her?
That's her. And it has crossed oceans and denominations to the point that Orthodox people sing that tune.
Oh,
like
do they know that they're singing her tune?
Yes, because fact check. I the other day found there's this really big Jewish singer from Guy, and he has this Shabbos album, and he does all of the Shabbos songs, and he has her version on it. He calls it the Shabbat Nigun, which is a Hasidic song.
Yeah.
It's her version, and she's listed in the song credits because she wrote the song.
Does she get royalties?
I think she's dead.
Oh. Yeah. Are you sure, or you think?
I'm 99.999% sure.
Okay, well, does her estate get royalties?
I assume. I don't know how that stuff works.
I'm bummed about the fact that every time someone sings it, she's not getting royalties.
I mean, mostly because when people are singing it, she died in 2011.
That's really sad.
When people are singing it, they're singing it at camp. They're not releasing official recordings of it.
We have one final question, and that's a question that you're going to ask me.
Oh, let me find it. Ask Tammy what her friend once brought to a Seder. We haven't even talked about this Seder plate that you brought with. You're so good at props.
Thanks. No one has ever given me that compliment before.
Props on the props.
Thanks. You're so good at props.
Well,
for the people listening.
Is this one that you use this with your family?
No, I don't.
So where'd you get it?
From my grandmother. It's ornamental.
Oh, so
yeah.
Useless.
Yeah. It's just hung. So Shoshana's referring to a Seder plate that comes all the way from Israel. She's holding it up to the camera, and it's my grandmother's Seder plate, but I don't think she ever used it. I think
it literally says Israel on it.
Yeah. It's just, I think it's just like a souvenir from Israel.
Cute.
So
I love that.
One of the things that I love what my family do or used to do when we had more bandwidth before my sister and I had kids is we would invite randoms to Seder, enthusiastic Gentiles.
Love that.
Including some friends who grew up in New Zealand, not Jewish, but went to the Jewish school in Auckland because it was a great school. And they just loved coming to Seder because they got to eat the food that they did at their presentation Seders. But then another year I brought my friend Hayley. Shout out to Hayley. I don't know if you listen to this podcast, but you will now. Great energy, Hayley. Good vibe, surfy, grew up in coastal towns, not cities in New South Wales. And she was invited to Seder. We were about early 20s. She said, what can I bring? I said, don't bring anything, but if you need to, that my mum likes flowers. She's like, should I bring wine? I'm like, no, Jews, we're not real drinkers. Guess what she brought?
Bread.
Along that vein.
A baguette.
Nope.
Whiskey.
Think about the time of year that
Hot cross buns.
she brought hot cross buns
That's real.
to Seder.
That's really funny.
Isn't that adorable?
That's really cute.
Yeah.
I grew up in like adjacent to the Chabad community. And so it's all about welcoming people in who don't have Seders. And so I've heard stories of people bringing whiskey, which is made out of, grains.
Yeah.
And then being like, oh my God, thanks so much. And then just like putting it in a bedroom and locking the door until after Pesach or something.
Covering it in foil and garbage
literally.
bags. It's time to move on to our favourite part. What are we calling the segment today?
Charme.
Charme. Today's Charme comes from a Facebook group in New South Wales, Australia. And the poster, who is what's the word for someone who does something chronically?
He's one of my nemesis. Genuinely. I have WhatsApp groups dedicated to hating this man.
Do we call them a chronic poster? What's a regular?
He's an oversharer.
Okay.
Yeah, chronic is a good word for it.
Right.
Always in this bloody group.
Okay. And
I also want to clarify, the WhatsApp group isn't dedicated specifically to him, but he comes up a lot.
Okay. He posted.
Am I reading it?
Yeah.
The top one?
Yeah.
On a trip to New York, I had dinner one night in a kosher-style deli. There was a Chinese family, parents and 2 kids, all enjoying a bowl of matzo ball soup at the table across from me. Smile emoji.
Okay.
Why did you choose this one? Why do you like this one so much?
Okay. Firstly, I chose this one for this episode because it does
balls,
include
yeah.
matzo ball. When I saw this, I was like, this man is in a New York kosher style deli and he's seeing a Chinese family eating matzo ball soup, and he thinks that is significant enough that he needs to go out of his way to post that on a Facebook group. Has this man never seen Jewish families eating at Chinese restaurants?
Has this man never thought of the concept that Chinese people also have soups with dumpling type fried or like just doughy textures inside of it?
It
makes no sense.
It makes no sense.
Makes no sense.
Yeah, it makes no sense. But then
it feels oddly like almost racist.
that's what I mean.
Yeah.
The comments are also just
The second comment by the second man.
yeah.
Like not the response, but the one underneath it.
Yeah.
So I hate this. I don't want to read it. You read it.
The first time Marilyn Monroe tried matzo ball soup, she said, "Can you eat any other part of the matzo?"
I hate that because, firstly, congratulations on making a joke that is 1,000 years old.
Yes.
And thinking you are the first person to make that joke. Secondly, Marilyn Monroe was Jewish. She converted to Judaism in order to marry one of her husbands.
Really?
Yeah. And so I don't think it's funny to make fun of a Jewish woman in this way or a non-Jewish woman in this way.
Yeah.
Grow up.
Yeah.
Go talk to a woman and then come talk to me.
I'm also angry at the woman who then just posted
The laughter.
the clip art of someone clapping hands.
Yeah.
Like, don't encourage this
Don't
person.
encourage it. You brought one that just made us so angry.
I know.
It's supposed to be a fun segment.
I'm
and I'm just
sorry.
seething.
That's it for today's show.
You've been watching and also listening to, maybe ashamed to admit, with me, Shoshana Gottlieb-Becker, and my simple son, Tammy Sussman.
I am.
You need to think more highly of yourself every time.
This episode was brought to you by the Jewish Independent with Alleyway Productions. The vocalist in our theme song is Sara Yael. More credits in the show notes.
Hey, if you enjoyed this episode,
She's such a flirt.
leave us a review. Share it around.
Thank you
Tell
so
us that
much.
you like us.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Chag Sameach, and see you next week.
That was such an aggressive
Chag
Sameach.
Well, I already made the ScoMo Chug Sameach joke last year, so
Jokes on it.
Yeah.
Okay, bye.